$27 before the top of the hour, still sitting right now at 50, make that 61 degrees right now in Fort Dodge. Again, we've got clouds out there right now, but the National Weather Service saying we are expecting increasing clouds for today. So we're going to get more. Apparently, that's how it's going to work. I don't know. Anyway, high today of 76. We'll take that temperature. Not bad at all. Well, it is our Iowa-Tennessee connection that we do every Thursday. There's so many times when I've been with JD that I just shake my head. And when I saw him pop out on our green room, I just put my head down and shook it, thinking, what in the world is going on? Morning, my brother.
What's happening, Darren?
Dude, I don't know if you remember the cartoon Plastic Man.
I didn't watch a lot of TV as a child.
Okay, so you don't remember Plastic Man.
No.
But you've got that Plastic Man look going on because he had big glasses like that just, and then he would stretch out because he was plastic. He could go, 8,000 feet, with one hand, one finger kind of thing. So anyway, you got that look going on, brother, that brought back some childhood memories for me. How you doing, man? I'm
wonderful. It looks like you're losing weight. What's going on? Are you on?
Well, I've been working the nose out a little bit, so it is getting a little bit thinner. And,
yeah. I'm right? You're losing weight?
No, actually, if I am, it's not on purpose, but
hey, well, it looks like you're losing weight.
Well, I can stand up and show you what I'm not losing, and you'll go, oh, now I see. Now I get it.
Okay, well, let's go with no.
Is it coming through in my face or something?
Yeah, your face looks skinnier.
Looks thinner, huh? Is it more sleek? A little more sleek?
Sleek. That's what I'm seeing today. Sleek Hilton.
Sleek. Look at that. Just like one of Barker's beauties. Sleek.
Yeah. It's neat to have the red microphone cover, the green earphones, and my amazing pineapple glasses.
Look at this, huh? Is this about as colorful a show as you can possibly get?
Got the globe in the background and the morning train logo. This is neat.
You got that in the background. Also got, look at here, man. You got, let's see if I can move out of the way. Got that Joe Denim flag.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Who's that guy? Is that Boy George Strait up there?
Yes. Yeah, that's it's Boy George Strait. One of my favorite artists. He's had a hit or two.
Yeah, he's had a couple hits. Look at my hair. What's going on?
Dude, come on. That's not even something to ask because that's been asked since the beginning of your life. What's going on with this guy's hair?
I know. I got ripped on the other day about it, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
Speaking of the other day, you know what? I was asked the other day, and it's a true story. I was asked the other day. I ran into an old friend, and he said, "Hey, man, I got a question for you." He said, "I love watching you and Denim every week." And he said, "You guys are just hilarious and blah, blah, blah." Appreciated the compliments. Never get tired of hearing that. But he said, "Here's a question for you. If you and him went to a costume party as a moose, who would be the back end?" And I had to think for a minute. And I said, well, it would be the first headless moose in the history of costumes because it would be two back ends shoved together.
Basically, what you're trying to say is we would go, oh, my God, this is no joke. I'm literally looking at it on the calendar in front of me is a picture of two moose. I don't know how to flip this thing around. I'm going to get it here in a second. I think your friend would know this. If you and I went to a costume party and couldn't decide who would be the front or the back of the moose, you're right. It'd be a headless moose, and we would just go as a moose knuckle.
Yeah, just moose knuckle sticking right out there, man. Moose knuckle.
You're not going to believe this. Talk to him. I'll be right back. Go.
I'll do it. So, yeah, that was the question I was asked, and I thought I laughed ridiculously because that was very funny. And I thought, well, that's a very good question because look at that. See, that would be us headless.
This is Darren.
Right?
Joe.
Right. See, you need to write our names above that calendar, man. You just go ahead and write JD and DD right above that.
Picture, we'll post it on the website.
And say that this will be our Halloween costume for this year.
Who was this person?
Just a guy that I've known for many, many years. Ran into him and hadn't seen him in a while. And again, he was filled with compliments. He was just great to hear, of course. But He had a very interesting question. And I asked him, I said, dude, have you thought about that for a while? Because that just seems like a question you would ponder. Look at that. Look at that right there. Huh? Got it. Got it. Yep.
Blueprint for our, and that's so weird. I wonder what, and that's even August. I haven't changed it, but time has to, oh, this looks a little more like actually.
Yeah, see, I haven't lost any weight, man. See how big I still am in that picture?
Yeah, it looks kind of like the first band picture of Sugarland.
That. Hey, by the way, what was her name?
The girl playing the bass?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I forgot.
I should know that. Christian Bush, of course, Jennifer Nettles, and then door number 3. I don't remember what her name was, and so that's why she wasn't with the band anymore, and she's not now, actually.
Yeah, she got kicked out. Label kicked her out. Oh, did you see the Bobby Bones thing he posted?
No, what was that?
I got to send you a link. It's amazing.
Bobby Bones did something amazing?
That's exactly what I said. I got it this morning from New York. Our Lady A's up there, and she sent me this thing, and I was like, yeah, not. I'm like, wait, what? And I watched it. I was like, Anyway, I'll send you the link. It's amazing.
Yeah, do that.
I feel like we're talking air check here. I'm sorry, listeners. What?
No. That's cool, man. That's more than cool. You know what I didn't do? I didn't shrink our pictures down so that we're not as ugly as we normally are.
No, make us bigger. I think we look better bigger.
You know what? I'm not sure if that. There we go. There it is.
Go. Look at that. Look at those.
You think we look? Okay, so before we get back to the Bobby Bones thing, because I want to talk to you about that for just a second. Explain to me the pineapple glasses. What in the name of all that is holy possessed you to go, I'm going to wear my pineapple glasses on the Iowa-Tennessee connection today?
Next week, I'm going to show you, and it will all make sense next week. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but outside my studio doors in my backyard, minutes from the Waffle House in Nashville, Tennessee.
And down the road from Ronnie Millsap, 29.
There's a construction project going on, and I will do live from Nashville next week from the deck of that construction.
Oh wow!
Event, and it will blow your mind.
Wow! This ought to be interesting.
I don't know if you noticed, but I did post that I may or may not have been drunk on eBay, and I wound up getting a 48-inch ship helm delivered yesterday. And as walking to my studio from my house, nestled minutes from anywhere, and right next to the Waffle House, one of the guys, the main guys, my partners in crime on this event, handed me these and said, put these on. I'm like, no problem. And he had his on. Pineapple glasses. And I know it's a big buildup, but next week I'll unveil to all the K97 about what's happening in my backyard.
Okay, I got to forewarn anybody who's never met JD. If you have something you hand him and say, put this on, I promise you 1,000% of the time, it doesn't matter what it is, he's going to put it on. It doesn't matter.
I'll wear it.
Yeah, I know you will. I mean, it could be anything. A coffee can, you're going to wear it. I mean, anything.
Yeah. If that's your contribution, I'll put it on.
Your contribution, man, means a lot to JD.
I'll wear these all day because he asked me to wear them, and I'm going to. I think that's, if we just, had more of that in our lives, I think it'd be better. But no, I can't even, let's just put it this way. This, what's happening in my backyard that has been dreamed up is equivalent to writing 6 #1 songs. So, you'll be flabbergasted.
Dude, that is a regular occurrence when you and I talk. It doesn't matter if it's through text or video like we are now or in person. I'm always flabbergasted.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, here he goes again. I'm telling you, this is gold, is what this is.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So let's get back to the Bobby Bones thing for just a minute, because first off, the fact that Bobby Bones did something impressive is impressive, because I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the guy. I don't think he's as good as he's jacked up to be. And that's not just me being jealous. That's me actually listening to his content and on a numerous times basis. So I gave it fair air check, so to speak. And I'm just not that impressed. So that now that when you say
he did something impressive, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just anyway, we'll get in the weeds on that one. But the gist of the conversation was he came out and basically what?
We can get in the weeds on that one, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. We can get in the willies on that one.
Hey, we get down the weeds on that. But anyway, no. Glasses, is that what's throwing you?
What's that?
Is that the glasses or?
No, it's when you said we can get in the weeds on that one. I just took a drink of water. And of course, it was one of those times when you said something just ridiculous and it started to come its way out again.
Yeah, if my lips are moving, don't drink. It could get he basically came out on TikTok and just did this rant about what's happening at country music and how number one songs are created and how they're traded off. His exact words were, listen, the labels are sitting around trading off these number one spots like baseball cards. I'll give you this, you give me that. And he just went through the whole politics of country radio right now today. And I'm like, holy crap. Come on. And he went to say the majority of number one songs are not number one songs. And he went on to say that number one songs should be by listener request and audience likeness.
Right.
And basically just brought to light everything that's been happening. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, go Bobby.
I am anxious to read that now because if he said that, I'm going to give him a round of applause and say, dude, I may not always agree with your content and your presentation and how you do your show and the quality, but 1,000% behind you.
Yeah. And in fact, when we get done here, I'm probably going to drive over to his studio and give him a pair of pineapple sunglasses. I have a cigarette lighter, by the way. There's another color we brought into the mix. Look at that.
Look at that.
I don't know why that's here.
What else do you got? You don't know why that's here. Is somebody doing some arson type things or?
I got moose pictures and fire lighters and I got a set of blueprints. I mean, I could show you. I mean, hold on.
You got pineapple sunglasses. You got it all.
I mean, look at this. Can you see this? This is like, I don't know if you can see these blueprints. Well, you know what? I'll just show you next week. I'll show you next week.
Is that like blueprints that you use for Backstage Backyard?
No, these would be blueprints to the amazing. Well, technically, yes. These are blueprints.
That would be next week's. That would be next week's discussion. That's the project you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Gotcha. How is Backstage Backyard going, by the way?
It is going amazing.
Good.
It's going super.
For anybody who doesn't know, let's explain what that is for anybody who doesn't know. Joe, years ago, back when he was just a normal guy in Ohio, kind of living life before he decided, hey, I want to pursue my dream and get into country music because he was a musician. He had a very successful landscaping business. And the last year, when the whole COVID thing started, you rekindled that in Nashville because you helped put back to work a number of people who were out of work, like the stage crews, the bus drivers, the merch people, for all these artists that would normally be out on the road. And with COVID, obviously, we're not going out on the road and had literally no income. And you, man, started this Backstage Backyards, and I think it exploded. You and I have talked about this even off air. I think it exploded even bigger and quicker than you thought it would.
It exploded overnight, and you're right. We had, I think we were up to 14 or 15 guys, and then we had 5 or 6 more. I mean, we're probably up to 20 guys, putting them back to work, all subs. They brought all their own stuff, and I basically would sit and draw these plans up and book these jobs, and people were, Nashville was awesome, and they supported us. And if you get a chance, go to Backstage Backyards on Facebook, and you can see we just posted a massive 3-level deck that we just got finished up. But you can see everything there. It's Backstage Backyards on Facebook, and check it out. It's great. It's rocking. We're going to go in the fall. We've taken a couple weeks just to regroup because we've literally been gone nonstop since last March. So it's going great. We got a busy fall, but right now we're getting this project in my backyard rolling, which next week will be
next week. That's so that kind of dents the theory of our Iowa Tennessee connection in that when I say, well, we never know what we're going to talk about.
next week we know at least one thing we're going to talk about.
Well, I know what we're going to talk about. I'm not going to tell you. I want to see your mind blown as much as everybody else from K9 to Sanford.
Nice. I'm down for that, man. I'm down for that. Dude, did you say a 3-level deck?
3-level with a pool.
Oh, I don't think I have ever seen a 3-level deck other than at Little Jimmy Dickens' house. Other than that, I don't think I've ever seen a 3-level deck in my life.
This deck is so big it has its own slide.
Wow, man.
That's how big it is.
Wow.
Big.
Wow, that's awesome. You have to send me a picture of that. I'd love to see what a 3-level
If you
deck
just
looks like.
go to Backstage Backyards on Facebook and like the page, you can see all the pictures. There's all kinds of deck pics on there.
Backstage Backyards on Facebook. Like that and check that out, man. That's awesome. That's way awesome. Brother, it's back to the Bobby Bones one more time for just a quick second. I like I said, I'm anxious to read that because if it's everything you said that he said, the guy is dead on. I mean, he's totally dead on. There are so many of us that sit in my kind of chair that DJ specifically and 99% of the time country music. And I say 99% of the time because I have my Wednesday morning request show where we open it up to everything. But we are a country station, obviously one of the leaders in country music stations, at least here in Iowa. And I sit back and a lot of times, let me back up for a second before I get too far ahead of myself. You know my father, we've talked about him. You don't know him, but we've talked about him. He was a great guitarist, great singer. He and my mom sing together and great memories for me. Dad always said, though, and so did Mom, they always encouraged us to branch out and broaden our scope and open our mind to different kinds of music, even though they were dead on what is now classic country. Dad liked big bands to a degree, but they very much encouraged me and my 9 older siblings to open our mind to let other kinds of music in, because Dad always used to say, especially music, if music touches you and moves you, then that's the beauty of it. So it doesn't really matter what kind it is. If it touches you and moves you in a positive way, then that's the beauty of it. Now, having said that, here's an asterisk by that. That does not mean that blurring the lines of genres is okay. Or in the way that we've been the last few years, dude, not just blurring the lines of the genres, erasing them completely. And so if Bobby Bones said what you said he said, amen, man. Amen. I've many times when I, look at the charts, I will shake my head and go, really? That's even on the chart? That just amazes me. And then when it gets to be like a number one, I'm like, how in the world? Who picks these? Yeah. Who makes these number ones? It cannot be the fans.
No, it's not. And that's the thing. It's like, listen, I spent the first part of my career in the drive-by shooting zones of Detroit, learning how to play the B3 organ. I was the only white guy in the place. I respect and get every type of music, R&B, rap, rock, country, blues. I mean, you name it. I love it. But you don't see Luke Bryan playing on the BET Awards, nor should you. Everything's different. We don't have to have a big mosh. I call it mashed potatoes of music. Let's have country. Let's have rock. Let's have classic rock. Let's have R&B. It's all great. The genre, tearing down the genres, I don't think it's a good thing. I think that we need to be like, that's why we have different charts. You know what? You're on the pop charts. You're a pop song. You're on the, the R&B or the Christian charts. It's okay. It's okay to have that because it's all great. And, I attribute music and songwriting and genres to food, right? We don't all want pizza for breakfast. It's okay to have Italian. It's okay to have American food. It's okay to have Irish food. I mean, I go to an Irish bar and drink all the time, but then there's times I go to a Mexican place and drink all the time, but I don't want it all in the same place. So I like genres. I like different genres, and I like music being on the correct charts. And I don't think in the last 5 years has gotten pretty watered down.
Extremely. That's why I say it's pretty much erased the genre lines. And here's another downside of that, is that when you erase the lines of the genre, you then make totally irrelevant
the roots of how that genre got its beginnings and how it got its growth and how it got to be where it is today.
When Faith Hill we're going to go back a few years. I remember when Faith Hill covered the song, Take Another Little Piece of My Heart. She admittedly said, openly said, that she had no idea that it was a cover song and had no idea who Janis Joplin was. And I'm like, well, there's a problem with that. You know, when Sammy Kershaw cut Third Rate Romance, it was because he was friends with the Amazing Rhythm Aces and realized that that was an amazing song.
Right.
So know what you're doing. Don't jump into the lake if you don't know how to swim, you know? And if you don't know how to swim, don't tell the audience you don't know how to. I had no idea it was a Janis Joplin song. Oh, your credibility just went down the hill.
Right.
Get it? Faith Hill went off the hill.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And nowhere.
I agree with that 1,000% because it's, you know, here at our Alpha Media Studios in Fort Dodge, we have Iowa's favorite country, K97. We also have mixed exactly. Well, we also have Mix 94.5, which is a hot AC or a hot adult contemporary for people who don't know what AC is, and plays today's hot pop tunes. It's mainstream, so it plays from the 90s to current, like we do on K97, but only in the pop genre. But it is disheartening to me when I walk into that studio and I see on the playlist about to air or is currently airing Dan and Shay, Thomas Rhett, Sam Hunt, and I could go on and on and on with a few more artists because you're country or you're pop. And I know it's a money gig. I know it's the record labels going, you know, we can double our money by releasing these on both charts. I get it. I totally get it. But that is what I mean by totally erasing the genre lines, because now you have people going, well, hey, that's a pop song. No, that's a country song. He's a country artist. No, that's a pop song, blah, 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 blah. And let's go back to, again, JD, what we talked about last week. There have been crossover hits from country to pop and pop to country for many, many years. The difference being back when those would cross over, it would be at basically the hands of a DJ or DJs. They would hear a certain song on the country charts, like last week we talked about Rhinestone Cowboy. Became a big hit on the pop charts. Why? Because there was a DJ sitting out there on a rock station that said, wow, that's a cool song. I'm going to spin it on my show. And then all of a sudden another one spun it, another one spun it. It became big on the pop charts as well. But that was not the record labels going, let's slice it up, make some money, and double our money by releasing it on both and then dilute the lines.
I agree with all that. I want to add to it because they became country hits on the country charts first.
Right.
Right. And then they were heard by DJs, and then they were heard by audience members who called and requested and said, oh, that's a great song. And that's what's missing. What's missing is the ability for a DJ to hear a song and have the. I've had DJs tell me there's people, I know DJs from Las Vegas, big stations that got fired for playing Pray For You because it wasn't part of the little game. And that's what we need more of. That. If you listen to the play charts today, which, by the way, there's only 40 spots in the parking lot, you know, don't be cramming other cars and trucks into the parking lot of the station, you know, keep them in the, everybody's got a slot, stay in your parking lot. You start covering up, you know, the country parking lot radio slots with, you know, contemporary or R&B songs. That doesn't leave room for the new guy that has a country song. That's why Spotify and that's why terrestrial radio is kind of hurting right now. It's like people are going to Spotify and all these other places to hear these new acts because you're not going to hear Tyler Childress on a country station. And he's as Kentucky country as anything I've ever heard.
Right. And there's so many artists, you know, in your area, especially with you know, the home of country music in Nashville, there's so many artists, and we've got a ton of great ones up here in Iowa that are local artists that would love to get a chance to record, you know, at a Nashville studio and get a song released somewhere, even if it didn't chart, but you know, they're country. Yeah. And it's sad because there's so much talent that is being pushed away to the very back end of the semi because we got to make room for this song that we can double our money on, and we can say it's got to go on this chart and this chart and so forth and so on. And it's very, very sad.
Yeah. I think it's going to correct itself eventually. I think it's a turning point.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of great music out there that is just not being heard because of the money machine. Take away the money. Look, the money will come. If the song's good, the money will show up. That's how it is.
Exactly. And dude, to close this out, if you ever get a chance, I'm speaking to not only you, because I'm sure you have, but our listening and viewing audience. If you ever get a chance, just look up B-side songs that became hits.
Yeah.
And what I mean by B-side is when you used to have the 45s,
Hmm.
you had an A-side, which was the main song that they wanted played, that they were pushing to get out in front of audiences. But then you flip it over and there's another song on the back.
Yeah.
That was called the B-side. And it's incredible how many DJs over the years had the insight to go, you know what? I'm going to play that B-side. Man, that's a fantastic song. And guess what? It became a bigger hit than the A-side.
That's what's meant.
But that's the ability.
Yeah, we're not hearing what the DJs, I look at DJs always have as gatekeepers, and they're the ones that have the ability to go, everybody knows Friends in Low Places, but what about that summer? You know what I mean? It's like, don't look straight down the line. And I think, honestly, that's where the B-sides are what I've always been drawn to, obviously, So.
Absolutely. Dude, you know what? You and I have taken a show and a segment that is usually gut-wrenchingly hilarious, and we have gotten downright serious on this one.
We got down in the weeds.
we got in the weeds, man. We got in the willies. We did.
All right, we got some comments or questions.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Let's get to those while we close out. Hey, there's Stumpy. Good morning, my Axhole friends. Very nice.
Classic. Morning,
Tanya says, morning, guys. Love that. Dr. Kim.
Yeah, look at those glasses.
See, you're making a fashion statement, man.
See?
Christina, hey, you two cracked me up. Well, we're not as funny today. We do occasionally have a serious side.
Yeah.
Like when JD's drink gets spilled, then it becomes a serious moment. And then when we're talking about, country radio.
Just important. It felt necessary. We needed to get
absolutely. I love that name. Rayonda. That is such a neat name, and I hope I'm saying that right. But morning to you too. Thanks for being on with us. Hey, the great Adam. Lonnie Millsap stole the 29 thing from Glenn Campbell. Is that right?
No, it's not right.
So that was what Glenn Campbell told me at a meet and greet.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Glenn Campbell told me that he loved me and respected me for what I was doing for the country music, thinking I was a fat Dierks Bentley. So, no, Adam, call me. I'll tell you the whole story on that one.
Yeah, I know the story behind that one too, and that's why it's kind of surprises me. But hey, Adam was told what he was told, man.
Maybe Glenn told Ronnie,
and maybe Glenn told Adam a year before he died, and we know that things were not the same. So I don't mean that in a bad way. I am a huge Glenn Campbell fan. I think Glenn Campbell is one of the greatest artists to ever be in country music. I think he's one of the best guitarists that ever held a guitar. So I'm in no way ripping on the great Glenn Campbell, but
Tanya Tucker, right?
He was with Tanya Tucker for quite a while. They got into some serious stuff, man. They got little wild.
Speaking of 29, all right. Sugarland's ex-bass player was Kristen Hall. That's right. You're correct.
See, perfect. Leave it to your John Rich guy to make that happen, right?
John
Adam, listen to both genres, country and western. Good. That's the way it should be. Sarah, morning, guys. Love the glasses. See, it's a very popular thing, brother. And Diane says, good morning, guys. Great. Thanks for having everybody on. Thank you for being with us and making this happen as well. Brother, we got to lock this thing out. But next week, I'm looking forward to the building project.
I don't think you know what you're in for.
I never do. I never, ever do. Every time you send me a text before I open it, I think, I don't know what I'm in for.
By the way, I got the tracks back to Let's Do It last night late. They're doing a revision on them. I'll send them to you as soon as they're ready for you to listen to. Listening audience will have to wait just a second. But, dude, this could be a number one song.
Dude, I love that song. When I first heard it on the bus when you were here a couple of months ago, it was incredible.
It's a product made in Iowa. I'm telling you, it happened in the parking lot at the, was it the Brookstone, was it?
Brookstone, yeah.
Yeah, right there. That's where it got written. That was where it was born. And it's about ready to get out of the infantry and come on out,
That's awesome. Cannot wait, brother. Cannot wait for you to send me the copy of that so we can get it on the air and let everybody enjoy it. Because I think that's going to go all the way to the top myself. That's my opinion.
Great.
Especially with Iowa backing. Brother, you have a wonderful day.
go see your eye doctor about those glasses. See what he can do.
I don't know. Oh, they're stuck. I can't. This is going to be a weird day for me. I'll see you next week.
Love you, brother.
Love you too. Bye.
See you, bud. Once again, our Iowa-Tennessee connection. Oh, every week. We never know what we're in for, but we always have a great time, right? Thank you for being on with us and joining us with that, of course. Coming up next hour, we're going to get into some great cross-country music like we always do. And don't forget, coming up, your chance to win a pair of VIP tickets to the big Monday event of the Dayton Rodeo. Man, it's a huge event every year. So happy it's back and going again. And Monday is the biggest of the days, with the parade kicking it off, and then the whole day of rodeo events. And I'm going to put on the line a pair of VIPs for you to take a shot at. That's coming up sometime next hour. So you know what to do. Stay right here on the morning train. It's only on Iowa's favorite country, and that's K97.